Unify the WBC and WBA 140-pound belts. Let's get the official introductions from our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the beautiful Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, as it's time for our featured bout of the evening, and it's all brought to you by Don King Productions in association with Vlad Wharton's Millennium Events, along with the Mandalay Bay and Showtime Championship Boxing. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor Eduardo Lamazon, along with the World Boxing Association, the President Gilberto Mendoza, Supervisor Bolivar Icaza, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The Chairman is Dr. Elias Ghanem, Commissioners Amy Ayub, Glenn Carano, Dr. Flip Omansky, and Dr. Luther Mack. The Executive Director is Mark Ratner. Now introducing to you our three judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Las Vegas, Nevada, Chuck Jumpa. From Carson City, Nevada, Keith McDonald. And from Tervuren, Belgium, Daniel Vanderveel. And the third man of the ring, our referee in charge, he is working in this, his 138th world title bout, Joe Cortez. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the unified WBA and WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Mandalay Bay, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, ladies and gentlemen, on my left, he is fighting out of the red corner. He is entering the ring wearing camouflage trunks, originally from Washington, D.C., now fighting out of Tacoma Park, Maryland. He weighed in at a trim and ready 139 pounds with a record of 47 wins, 2 losses. He has 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the 5th defense of his title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBA Super Lightweight Champion of the World, known as the Little Big Man, introducing Sharmba Mitchell. And his opponent across the ring, ready to fight on my right in the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing black trunks, originally from Serov, Russia, now fighting out of Sydney, Australia. He weighed in at the super lightweight limit of 140 pounds even. His record stands at 25 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 21 wins coming by way of knockout. In his 2nd reign as super lightweight champion, tonight he is making the 3rd defense of his title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WBC Super Lightweight Champion of the World, introducing Kostya Tszyu. Once again, our referee in charge, Joe Cortez, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of unification championship boxing coming.
Okay, Mitchell, Tszyu. All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. This fight for the WBC, WBA unification. I want good sportsmanlike conduct. Give me a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all time. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm, all right? Touch them out.
Final instructions from Joe Cortez. Kostya Tszyu. He'll give you pressure from the start. Search and destroy, straight ahead, extremely offensive-minded, tenacious, ever-present punishing. There with Johnny Lewis, his trainer. Sharmba Mitchell, can he get Tszyu's respect? He'll need a lot of movement. Remember, he's got a bad left knee coming in. He cannot stand right in front of Tszyu, can't be careless. He needs to box smart and put his experience to work. But he is so slick, the southpaw, when he moves. He's smart, aggressive, good side to side, good defender. He's hard to hit cleanly, but Tszyu will try to get him out of his rhythm. Mitchell, a rhythm type fighter.
Kostya Tszyu always comes out with that hand up again, the rage finder, the jab to get some points, and also to block anything coming at him, in this case, Sharmba's jab.
Tszyu has the power of a middleweight, fighting at 140. Therefore, Mitchell sparred with one of the middleweight champions, one of his Maryland buddies, William Joppy. He's going to look out for Tszyu's big right hand, left hook, and as Bobby pointed out, the stiff range fighting jab, which he likes to stuff. Tszyu just wears you down, hammers the body, and makes you pay.
See, to fight this type of fight for Sharmba Mitchell is an awful lot of energy. Tszyu's not used a lot of energy yet, but Sharmba's using a lot of energy, moving. Constantly on the balls of his feet, calves. Everything's going to tighten up. Comes around 6, 7, 8.
Keep an eye on that left knee of Sharmba Mitchell. Mitchell has improving power. Remember, he's got 29 knockouts, but there is concern because his last 5 fights went the 12-round distance. And he was rocked and he was knocked down for only the second time in his career by a younger, inexperienced fighter. His last fight.
There was a right hand, half a slip, half a knockdown.
Joe Cortez says no knockdown. It happens midway through the first. Kostya Tszyu in his prime as things heat up early. Tszyu confident, disciplined, very intelligent, and typically tests his opponent's heart and chin almost immediately in the very first round. Both trained extremely hard for this fight. Not a clean left hand there by Mitchell. And look out as he gets dragged across the ring by Tszyu.
I want to push it. Let's go.
Well, on the inside, it's obvious that Sharmba Mitchell's going to hold, and Kostya Tszyu wants to work. Big left hook by Kostya Tszyu, and a nice right hook by Sharmba Mitchell.
Again, that was a throwdown, a takedown by Tszyu, no knockdown. Mitchell's been on the canvas twice, but no knockdown.
Come on, guys. Come on. No rough tactics. No rough
And
tactics.
things getting very rough early. Pretty good right uppercut, half hook there by Mitchell.
Mitchell's trying to catch Kostya Tszyu coming in, trying to jump in at him from some angles, but he's using an awful lot of energy, Steve. It's going to be interesting to see if he can keep this up for 12 rounds.
Stop!
And I think Sharmba Mitchell is tasting the power of Kostya Tszyu right from the opening bell. Tszyu mean and strong. And a typical opening round for Tszyu, lots of pressure.
A very, very difficult round to score, Steve. There was some effectiveness from the outside by Mitchell, a lot of aggressiveness by Kostya Tszyu, not always effective. A very close round.
Keep working. That's all you gotta do is keep moving. You think you can get quick? Get off first. Get off first. Keep working. He'll work right into it. Work into the left hand. Throw the left hand at his shoulder. Don't worry about his head. Throw it right here. Get it right there. Already know. In my leg.
How you feeling?
Rubber leg.
We're not going down. Mitchell spent a lot of time on the floor. Here he steps on his left foot. You can see it. You see that when the southpaw fights an orthodox fighter, the feet got tangled up. He stepped on Sharmba's foot, and here it's just kind of a throwdown. They get tangled up and he pushes them, not really down, but through into the ropes. There are some decent combinations on the inside, but they get tangled up here, and this time he throws them all the way down.
No rough tactics. No rough tactics, guys.
Round 2, Joe Cortez repeats the statement, no rough tactics, to both fighters. Lots of movement, some good jabs by Mitchell in round 1, but didn't expect to be spun around so much.
Kostya Tszyu is starting to be effective with a counter left hook over the right jab to Sharmba Mitchell, and you can see Mitchell's noticing that he's getting caught.
Mitchell trying to be elusive. Mitchell looks in great shape, working with noted fitness guru Mackie Shillstone. Tszyu always in tremendous condition.
There's a looping right hand by Tszyu. His power does make a huge difference, and I think Sharmba's going to have to step up the combinations.
That straight left didn't land cleanly. Right hand also over the top of Tszyu's head.
Nice body work there by Sharmba Mitchell. Kostya had his hands up. He went to both rib cages.
What's coming in with that head?
Mitchell is not impressed, he said, with the jab of Tszyu, calling it a pawing jab. And he almost spun Mitchell around again for a third time. And Cortez gives him a dirty look.
There were some good combinations there by both fighters. No ill effects for either fighter. Kostya's starting to load up a little bit too much now, Steve.
Mitchell's been down, in case you're wondering, 2 times in his career. Once in '94 against Levander Johnson, and in his last fight against Felix Flores.
Get him out.
Tszyu's been down 4 times overall.
All right, break.
Tszyu has been prone to cuts and bruises, and now there is a trickle of blood out of the nose of Sharmba Mitchell. The left nostril of Sharmba Mitchell, blood.
See, on the inside, Tszyu wants to work. Sharmba wants to tie the hands up. Smart move for Mitchell.
Hold the head. Come on, hold the head, Mitchell.
Mitchell trying to tie Tszyu up to keep him from punching.
Tszyu is following Sharmba Mitchell a little too much to the right. He's got to cut the ring off with that hook. Step to his left.
Boy, Tszyu,
Hold the head. Break out.
Mitchell has a lot to worry about with a guy like Tszyu in front of him. How do I avoid that heavy right and left hook? You got to do it with movement, or you got to tie him up. And then you got to worry about throwing your own offense.
See, here's the thing. If Sharmba Mitchell stays a little ahead of Tszyu in speed, he'll always be able to tie Tszyu up before Tszyu gets off. But Tszyu's trying to exclusively counter too much.
Here's a good left hand by Mitchell. Right on the head, just before the bell. Tszyu comes back with a smile.
It's just like anybody else, all right? It's just like anybody else. Use your face.
Don't blow through your nose. Okay.
Yeah. Use your face and come off your face, okay? Keep working that 1-2. Keep working that 1-2. Throw the 1-2 at his chest. Don't throw it with his head.
Okay.
Really good, mate. Really good. Yeah, nothing silly about Kostya. Let me get going from out there.
Go around the leg. Go around the leg.
All right. Any rough tactics, all right? What's the push it, all right?
Let me keep his head up.
Kostya, fake him, baby. Fake him first.
Very calm and composed in the Kostya Tszyu corner. When a cut man like Jeff Demers says to the fighter, don't blow your nose, is there some concern that it might be busted?
Not that it busts, Steve, but what'll happen is if your eye swells a little bit and you blow, there are air passages in the nose that are connected to the eye. From your eye, you'll get some of that forced air and swell.
So there could be some damage there in that area.
Break.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve, I'm so excited. I'm sitting in the seat here, jumping and bouncing, almost like we're back in the fighting days.
I want you wrestling.
And talking too fast about it.
Let's go, guys.
Lot safer,
Yeah, no, I like this job better.
Break.
especially with these two guys in the ring, Tszyu and Mitchell.
Well, the first round I gave to Kostya Tszyu by a little bit. Second round to Mitchell.
Here's a straight right hand that landed by Kostya Tszyu, who's opening up for round 3. And he's throwing leads rather than countering.
Well, if you notice, too, now Mitchell's not moving quite as much. Again, as much as he was moving the first 2 rounds, the amount of energy that would take is tremendous, which is why I'm sure not a lot of people appreciated just how well-conditioned Muhammad Ali and his legs were.
A lot of energy being exhibited here by Sharmba Mitchell. Good straight left hand that Tszyu just walked into.
Oh, stop.
Mitchell's so much more slick when he moves. The left leg doesn't seem to be hampering him. The left knee that he claimed was injured before the fight.
Neither of his legs seem to be a factor at all right now, Stephen. I'm pretty sure Kostya Tszyu's not going to punch him in those knees to test him.
And some real roughhouse tactics here by Tszyu, but clean as he pours it on. The aggressive Tszyu with a heavy right, but it didn't land cleanly. Well, if he lands with one of those, it's trouble for Mitchell. Uppercut with the left by Tszyu on the inside. Right on the chin.
This is going to be a fight each and every minute of each and every round. That's how Kostya fights, and that's how he forces his opponents to fight back.
Typically, Tszyu looking to make it into a war. And typically not Mitchell's MO. He's a boxer first.
On his way in now, Tszyu is starting to block Mitchell's punches a little more effectively than he had in the last round. Starting to pick him off in midair and hit home with his own punches.
This is a classic Matador Bull situation. Pretty good combination to the head by Sharmba Mitchell.
See, when Mitchell's moving like that, he's very effective. Stepping around, using angles, popping the jab, setting up the right hook in the left hand. Nice left uppercut by Mitchell. Counterpunch Tszyu perfectly.
And a straight left hand by Mitchell to the nose of Tszyu. Oh, what a right hand by Tszyu.
And he hurt Mitchell with that right hand. It was a counter right uppercut.
Right on the jaw of Sharmba Mitchell. Let's go to Tim Smith with a very interested spectator.
Yes, Steve, we got a guy here that's very interested in what's going on in the ring because he's going to get one of these guys on May 19th. Zab, what do you see?
I mean, personally, I think Sharmba is fighting the wrong fight. They say he had a bad knee. He shouldn't be moving so much on his leg and throwing a little more jabs and throwing a left uppercut. That's the key of the fight. And Tszyu should be just cutting the ring off and putting a lot of pressure on him and just breaking him down. I mean, I don't know. Sharmba looks like he's gonna be in big trouble. I kind of feel sorry for him, but being that he got a big mouth, I don't.
So he's not feeling sorry for Sharmba Mitchell at all in this fight. And it looks like from Zab's perspective that Tszyu is on his way to winning.
He'll be out of here soon.
He'll be out of here soon, he said, Steve.
All right, Tim, and they're working feverishly as we speak on the left knee of Sharmba Mitchell in the corner. It seemed that, Tszyu just comes rushing out. It seemed that Mitchell took a peek down at his knee just before he got nailed.
All right, break out,
in that last round. And what Zab Judah was referring to as the action continues here is that Mitchell shows no respect for Judah. He feels that Zab has not paid his dues, does not deserve to be here, should fight WBO champ, enter Julio before he comes into the unification mix.
There's certainly no love lost here. The feelings mutual on both sides. Triple left hook by Kostya Tszyu. Sharmba Mitchell holds on as he was trying to get off his own combinations. Tszyu very accurate with his punches.
We're gonna pull the head down. All right, break out. Let's go, guys.
You can see the scar on the left knee of Sharmba Mitchell from the ACL operation he had some years ago, and it is affecting him here tonight.
Now, neither of the fighters, Tszyu or Mitchell, has tried the hook to the body under the jab. The left hook for Tszyu or the right hook for Mitchell under the opponent's jab. I'd be interested to see how things work if they start with body work.
All right, break! Don't hold the head. Hold. Hey, don't be holding that head and hitting the head. Let's go.
Their feet crossed 22 times in round 2, 19 times in round 3. And that doesn't help Mitchell's knee problem.
Nice left hook and right uppercut by Kostya Tszyu. Caught Mitchell clean, no ill effects.
Tszyu keeping the pressure on, forcing the action in pursuit of the WBA belt as well as defending the WBC title.
And there was one of those left hooks to the body by Tszyu, and he walks into a right hook left hand.
Mitchell scoring, and the crowd really going wild. Mitchell coming forward. Tszyu smiles. Tszyu missing with the right hand.
Hold it.
What a brawl.
Get out. Yeah, let's go.
Mitchell complaining that he's being held and he's injured his right hand a bit. He's trying to shake it out. Left, right, but not cleanly. A right hand scores by Mitchell.
Both of these fighters are getting a little wide, a little anxious. Both of them working the punches, Steve.
Wild exchange. Down goes Mitchell, but it's a push as he goes through the lower rope. And it takes him a while to get back up. He seems exhausted.
Hold time.
And the crowd,
1 point.
they take a point away from Tszyu.
1 point.
The rough tactics.
That's the pushing, I'll tell you.
The push. And Joe Cortez seeing enough.
Let's go. Time in. Let's go.
So Tszyu has docked the point here in round 4. And the roughhouse stuff continues.
Let it go. Let back.
The crowd behind Sharmba Mitchell as round 4 ends, a wild one.
Just drink it. Don't worry about throwing it hard. Just drink it out there with the speed, okay? Don't get curly. You straight. Believe fight. Keep your adrenaline going. Keep on working. This is a fight.
Keep moving, baby. Fuck your nose, look at here.
You fucking headbutting me. I know it. You gotta stay away from it. You gotta stay away.
It looks like Mitchell catches Tszyu on the way in. Again, sometimes he's so offensive-minded. There's a nice left hook to the ear, and a beautiful follow right, and you see a little bit of a little hesitation in Tszyu's face. There's the left hand, and then the right hand comes right there, rocking Tszyu, staggering him for the first time in this fight. Here comes sort of the throwdown. A little bit of a tackle, a little bit of a push down.
And that really got the crowd going, and Joe Cortez took a point away from Kostya. Mitchell's best punch of round 4 at the 150 mark. Mitchell spun to the canvas 3 times in this fight. He's had blood from the nose. This is an alley fight. Round 5. Joe Cortez with his hands full.
Sharmba Mitchell's in with one of the best fighters in his division. One of the premier punchers, and he is bringing his best stuff to the table.
And he is showing a lot of courage here. Claims he's getting head-butted, very upset in his corner between rounds. Blood streaking from near the nose of Sharmba Mitchell on the right side. I'll tell you what, Mitchell's got guts. He's not afraid to train or mix it up with this tough guy. And Tszyu said coming in, he respected Mitchell. Mitchell didn't seem to have that much respect for Tszyu.
No, he thought, in the interviews at least, he said this is not going to be that hard. I'm going to hit him, and he's not going to hit me. That isn't completely the case. Big left hook there by Kostya Tszyu.
And Tszyu just doesn't let up. Relentless pursuit. So tenacious.
See, there's an attrition factor here that the people who have never fought at home are not going to understand. But all these punches all of a sudden after round 6, 7, 8, 9 are going to add up, and the body's going to really start to be in pain.
The old accumulative effect.
See, Tszyu's a lot slicker there, blocking the punches. Sharmba's eating a lot more of them flush.
Quick mention, all the press row people have Mitchell ahead. Through 4.
Get him out.
A minute to go on the 5th, scheduled for 12 to unify the WBC, WBA super lightweight titles. And it's been a crowd-pleasing fight.
Bring out. Yeah.
Boy, Mitchell came up short there and paid the price.
Let's go, come on.
Tszyu seems to be waiting here on something, looking for some timing shot or punch, not working his way in.
And I think Mitchell is fighting a very smart fight, although he just ate a left hook to the head.
He sure did. It was a short, crisp left hook by Tszyu. As he uses another one, same way.
Final seconds, round 5. Been pretty much non-stop action from the start. Good left hand, followed by another left by Mitchell at the bell. Good finish for Sharmba.
Bring on a big left hand, okay, mate? The bucket's going to be between his feet. Right in between them. Bring the bucket round. Bring it round, please.
Let's go inside the ropes with Bobby Chaz and show you how rough and tumble this fight has been.
This is a combination of wrestling and boxing right now. You watch it. That was a step on his foot. Again, they're going to mix it up. They're going to start to clinch. But what they do, they start twisting each other's arms, turning like that, grabbing them by the head, pushing them down through the ropes. And that's what happens when you rough and tumble a little too much.
They continue to work on the left knee of Sharmba Mitchell. Here we go into round 6, and once again it's Kostya Tszyu who comes rushing from his corner. All over Mitchell. Mitchell trying to tie him up. Round 5 saw 3 minutes of recovery time for both fighters. After constant action in round 4. More action here in 6. Here's that probing, range-finding jab of Kostya Tszyu. There's a good right hand by Tszyu that scored.
And a nice combination by Sharmba Mitchell coming out. He didn't just eat that punch. He followed back and fired with a straight left and no ran left.
And a body shot with the right hand by Tszyu. Tszyu, there's a lot of head hunting. We haven't seen too many shots to the body. Oh, a quick right hand, a shotgun right by Tszyu to the hand.
Very quick, very accurate.
He says his speed and accuracy is underestimated by his opponent, Sharmba Mitchell. We'll find out afterwards. That's a slip. There haven't been any knockdowns, but there have been a lot of pushes and a lot of shoves and a lot of takedowns. Mitchell just walked into a jab. He comes back with a left of his own to the head and a right hand by Tszyu.
Combination heating up, boy. Back and forth, back and forth. Each one is getting hit, is returning fire.
Some furious exchanges. Ebb and flow. Mitchell just walked into a straight right hand, a sledgehammer right by Tszyu. Oh, a right hand by Tszyu, and it appeared he was being tied up.
He was being tied up. Sharmba Mitchell has right hand over his head. He knew where the head was. If you know where the body is, you just throw where the head should be.
Tszyu active at all times. Even when he's being tied up, he throws and scores effectively.
The movement here for Sharmba Mitchell slowed down a little bit in this round. I think that some of the pace is going to catch up with him, and he can't stand and just slug. He's got to step and step and step. Even if he doesn't move, he's got to step around Kostya Tszyu.
Now we know why he worked with noted fitness guru Mackie Shilstone. He better be in good shape for this one. Not only to go a full 12 if necessary, but to take this kind of punishment. Can you imagine absorbing this plus going the distance? Oh, a takedown by Tszyu. No knockdown, and he went down with a thud.
That was a combination of a left hook that went behind his ear, stepping to the side, and the momentum just carrying him to the floor.
That's the fourth time he's been on the deck, but no knockdown.
Come on, let's go.
Body
nice
shot
right hook
by
to the
Mitchell.
body.
Yeah. It's a slashing piece of blood over the bridge of the nose of Mitchell.
What a wonderful combination that was by Tszyu.
That's been there for a while.
Step back, step back.
Back we go to Tim Smith with Zab Judah. Tim.
Thanks, Steve. Zab, a lot of people at ringside have Sharmba Mitchell winning this fight, but it looks like he's taking a lot of punishment. How can he avoid taking this kind of punishment?
I think he's fighting the wrong fight. He should be using his jab more, throwing the left uppercut and the double hook. What Kostya Tszyu, his hand is so low, you gotta hit him with something to distract him, and then bring the double hook to sting him. I mean, Sharmba, he say he got a bad knee. He can't run so much. You gotta have some heart and stay in there and use your defense. That's it. I mean.
Okay, so Zab says he's got to stand and deliver. Steve.
Stand and deliver.
Some good observations by Zab Judah.
Here's a little bit of a momentum takedown. The right hook misses, the left hook misses behind the ear, and again, he just carried himself. He threw the hook behind the head, and it just kind of pulled him through. His momentum was going that way anyway. And again, the legs crossed, Steve. Southpaw to righty.
And that can't be beneficial to that left knee as he rolls over hard onto the canvas. Round 7. Halfway through the fight, round 6. A painful one for the WBA champ, Sharmba Mitchell.
Stop.
Very active Joe Cortez in his 138th title fight.
They banged into each other's heads there.
Oh, a wild left hand there by Mitchell, but Mitchell goes down. It's a slip. What a left hand by Mitchell.
And he gave a right hand on the way back, Steve, but they bang into each other on a regular basis. Their legs keep crossing.
He's hurt. Mitchell's hurt as he's hobbling around on his left knee. He came down wrong on it. He's trying to shake it off. Well, let's see if this continues to be a factor now. What a shame if this fight would have to be stopped on an injury. Sharmba's going to try to work through it, but he's tasting leather.
He just ate 2 good straight left hands.
Mitchell showing a lot of guts here, a lot of resolve. He's basically working on one leg.
He just ate a big right hand, Steve.
And Tszyu doesn't care. He's just going after Mitchell. Body shots and headshots. Back comes Mitchell.
Kostya Tszyu's keeping his head too straight up and down, and they keep slamming into one another face to face.
Mitchell showing a lot of heart. Tszyu fighting this one in the trenches, and he's bringing Sharmba along for the ride. But Sharmba is standing up to him big time.
Part of the problem with Kostya's thought process is he believes he hit so hard that he just worries about one thing, and he doesn't worry about defense. Here it is again, Steve.
Mitchell showing a tremendous chin here against the power of Kostya Tszyu. Tszyu with 2-3 in a row to the head. Right hands. And now the left hand, the jab by Kostya Tszyu. He's scoring almost at will here.
Tszyu's landing some heavier shots, but he's also eating some in this round.
Missing there with the right hand, Tszyu, but able to regain his balance quickly and not get hurt in the process.
Hold it. Get it on top, get it on. Let him go. Hey.
The action is slowing down considerably now. Tszyu's still the aggressor, counting on reasonably well.
We approach the final 20 seconds of round 7. This is the biggest lull of the fight, and it has been relentless action for the most part.
Oh, stop.
Tszyu may be landing the heavier punches overall, but it appears unofficially as Mitchell limps back to his corner that he is outpointing Tszyu.
All right, well, tell Rock, get on the stool. Get the fucking stool in the middle.
I can't hardly move, bro. What you want to do?
You want to go out this way? It's up to you.
I can't hardly move. No job.
Not in the eye.
One more look. One more quick look. How you doing, Sharmba?
Do my leg. How you doing here?
Work it out.
Please do my leg.
We're fine. Wait.
Okay. Do my leg, please.
We're picking on us all night.
I can't hardly move. I'm trying to get out the way. What's up it?
What do you want to do, champ?
Talk to me. I'm gonna stop it. You can fight now. I'm gonna stop it.
It's on you how you want to go.
What are you saying?
I'm gonna stop it. I can't fucking move. I'm gonna stop it. It's so numb down here, yo. I'm trying to move around. I can't really move around.
You're okay?
What you want to do? I swear. I swear I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop.
Are they going to stop it? Yeah, they stopped it because of the injured left knee. Margaret Goodman, the ringside doctor in there. Mark Ratner looking on, the head of the commission. And Kostya Tszyu celebrates.
I'll tell you what, Steve, there's not going to be any closure with this type of decision, this type of win for either of the fighters, not the loss for Tszyu, for Mitchell, or the win for Tszyu.
Unfortunately, Sharmba Mitchell has to quit on the stool because of the left knee injury. You see the disappointment there. He just can't move. And it'll be interesting to see what the scorecards read going into the 8th round. A gallant effort there by Sharmba Mitchell up to this point, but you can see it was rapidly deteriorating the last few rounds. The left knee that came back to haunt him before this fight began, and the fight came close to being postponed before it even began, and now the two embrace. I thought Mitchell was doing a terrific job up to that point, despite the problem.
I thought he was fighting a terrific fight. I didn't have my head, but I didn't have him behind. I had the fight 66-66 with the point off, 4 rounds to 3. I gave Tszyu a little edge. He landed the heavier shots. He was the effective aggressor the majority of the fight, but when he was boxing brilliantly, Sharmba was winning rounds too, putting him in the bank.
And you can't really use the word quit in a situation like this. I guess retire would be the more appropriate term. There's a very dejected Sharmba Mitchell, unable to continue because of the injury to his left knee. And a very happy Kostya Tszyu who'll take it any way he can. But you're right.
I mean, I can't say that.
As far as closure is concerned, we just didn't have it here tonight.
So what did you do when he was holding you?
I'm just pushing down. He holds me.
A very, very close fight up to this point.
On the top, you can go up and cut you.
As we throw it up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 7. On advice of the corner, a referee in charge, Joe Cortez, stops the contest. Fighter unable to continue. Therefore, the winner by way of technical knockout. He is now the WBC and WBA super lightweight champion of the world, Kostya Tszyu.
Of course, it's not the way you want to win a championship, Bobby, but you'll take the belt any way you can. And Kostya Tszyu getting congratulations.